What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your code mechanic, and today we're tackling a code that can really throw you for a loop. U0121 lost communication with the ABS control module. If you've got this code, you've probably noticed your ABS light is on, maybe your traction control light too, and your dash might look like a Christmas tree. Don't panic. This is a super common issue, array, and we're going to walk through how to diagnose it, step by step. First things first, what does U0121 actually mean? In simple terms, your car's main computer, the ECM, is trying to talk to the brain of your braking system, the ABS module, but it's getting no reply. It's like calling a friend and the phone just rings and rings. This isn't just a nuisance, Ms. Your anti-lock braking and stability control systems are offline. While your regular brakes will still work, these crucial safety features won't, so it's something you want to fix right away. So, where do we start? The most common culprits for this communication breakdown are power supply issues, ground problems, or a fault in the communication network itself, which is usually the CAN bus. Let's start with the basics. Fuses. Pop open your owner's manual, find the fuse box diagram, and locate all the fuses related to the ABS module. There might be more than one, so check them all carefully. Pull each one out and visually inspect it. If you see a broken filament, that's your problem. But even if it looks good, it's always best to test it with a multimeter for continuity. A blown fuse is the easiest and cheapest fix, so always start here. If the fuses are all good, the next step is to check the power and ground connections directly at the ABS module. You'll need a wiring diagram for your specific vehicle. You can find these online or in a repair manual. It's crucial because pin locations and wire colors vary wildly between makes and models. Once you have the diagram, unplug the connector from the ABS module. Using your multimeter, set 2 DC volts. Test the power pins. With the key on, you should see battery voltage, day. Then, switch your multimeter to check resistance or continuity and test the ground pins against a known good ground point on the chassis. A high resistance reading on the ground side indicates a bad ground connection, which is a very common cause for this code. Check for any corrosion, looseness, or damage at the ground points. Now, if both power and ground check out, we have to look at the communication lines, the CAN high and CAN low wires. This is where things get a bit more advanced. With the connector still unplugged from the ABS module and the battery disconnected, set your multimeter to measure resistance. Want to measure the resistance between the CAN high and CAN low pins on the vehicle S harness connector. You should typically see around 60 ohms. Why 60? Because most CAN bus systems have two 120 ohm terminating resistors wired in parallel. And basic electronics tells us that gives us 60 ohms. If you see 120 ohms, it likely means one of the terminating resistors is out of the circuit, jet, which could be inside another module, or the wiring to it is broken. If you see an open circuit or a much different reading, you've got a wiring problem somewhere between the ABS module and the rest of the network. This could be a broken wire, a short, or corrosion in another connector along the way. Finally, if the wiring, power, and grounds all seem perfect, may lie with the ABS module itself. These modules can and do fail internally. Sometimes it's a failed solder joint, other times it's a fried processor. At this point, you have a couple of options. You can buy a brand new module, which can be very expensive. Find a used one from a junkyard, or send your original module out to a specialized repair service to have it rebuilt. Rebuilding is often a great cost-effective option, as they fix the common failure points and usually offer a warranty. So, to recap, check your fuses, verify power and ground at the module. Test your CAN bus wiring for the correct resistance, and if all else fails, suspect the module itself. Following these steps logically will help you pinpoint the problem without just throwing parts at it. U0121 can seem intimidating, but with a methodical approach, you can solve it. That's all for today's Diagnostic Deep Dive. I hope this helps you track down your U0121 code. If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss our next video. Drop any questions you have in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.